Okay, guys, today's lesson is going to be how to apply spin to the cue ball. All right, also known as English. That term came from somewhere in the world. I have no idea where from, but all right, let's get into it. All right, so my good friend Thomas Van Eck invented the IQ. It's a training ball, okay? As you can see here, it kind of has the different rings on it that apply to applying English, okay? All right, so let's talk about um, Houston, Texas for a minute, okay? Because Houston, Texas, take a look at it here on the screen, all right? It has three ring roads that go around the city, okay? And that's kind of like a cue ball, all right? You have three rings. You have your inner core, you have your middle core, and then you have your outer ring, okay? So it's important to note that when you're playing in between 2 and 4 o'clock and 8 and 10 o'clock, that you can use three tips. So you can go three tips out from center and you can play side spin of three tips or top and bottom of three tips. When you're in the area of 11 and 1 o'clock and 5 and 7 o'clock, pretty much your maximum is two tips, okay? Because there's not enough room to play three tips of outer siding. Generally speaking, you really only need to play the inner core and the middle core on certain shots. When you're playing top and bottom, yes, you can play the three tips, go right into the outer core. And when you're playing straight side spin, 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock, very helpful in a lot of shots to go right out to the third ring, the third clock. So when a lot of people say, oh, just play 3 o'clock, beginners have no idea what that means because there really is three different rings, okay? Three different clock rings, okay? For your old school people that actually know how to tell time on an actual dial clock, okay? That's what I'm talking about, all right? So let's get into, I'll show you a few examples of what some different spins look like. Okay, so we have our A ring, that's the nice little small one just around the center. We have our B ring, and then we have our C ring, which is kind of closer to the circumference of the cue ball. All right, now it did take me a while to learn how to play intricate little amounts of spin, okay? In that inner core, like three quarters of a tip or even just one tip, of spin, whether it be follow, bottom, side spin, or a combination of both. All right. A lot of times that's all you need. You don't need to go way out to the sides. Okay. A lot of times you just need to be in the center core. Okay. And on a lot of shots, probably majority of my side spin shots, I'm in the middle core, the B core. All right. So you can have 10 o'clock, but you can have 10A, 10B, and 10C. Let's look at those three shots. Okay, guys, here is 10 o'clock A, 10A. That's the inner circle of the cue ball. So I'm only applying a little bit of spin. All right, guys, now we're going to do 10B. 10 o'clock B, that's the middle circle on the cue ball. Okay. See, we got a little bit more spin on that. All right, guys, this time we're going to play 10C. 10 o'clock C, that's the outer circle on the cue ball. There is a little bit more risk of miscuing when you're playing the outer circle, so make sure you chalk up. All right, so as you can see, when you're playing that shot, whether you're playing B or C, you get a very similar result. So that's why I say most of the time, I kind of stay in the B zone unless I'm playing more extreme bottom or top spin, or complete side spin 9 and 3 o'clock. Then I sometimes go right to the outer circle. I don't often go to the outer C circle if I'm playing top right, top left, bottom right, bottom left. It's not really necessary. You're just going to risk miscuing and possibly missing the shot due to deflection. Okay, there's going to be a little deflection on every one of those shots when you're playing side spin, but there's going to be a little bit more when you're playing some extreme angles on the cue ball. Okay, so yeah, that's it in a nutshell. So the next time you think of Houston, Texas, think of a cue ball, okay? Because they have rings very similar to a cue ball, okay? So I'm not talking in this video about how to aim the side spin. We're talking about how to apply it. I do have other videos on how to aim, several of them, okay? And the Haas method, H-O-S-S. We're not getting into that. We're just talking about applying English, guys, okay? So that in a nutshell, remember there's 3 different rings on the cue ball. You can go all the way to 3 tips, all right? But most of the time, 1 to 2 tips, the inner circle and the middle circle will suffice all day long, guys, all right? We'll talk soon.